I might need to move to Atlantis.
Where should Harry Kane move next? For cheap good quality football jerseys, go over to www.jerseyfifa.com, a link will be left in the description, and use code atlantisfootball for 5% off. Whilst I show you on the screen what's coming up in this video and in future videos, let me take 30 seconds to tell you about the OneFootball app, because this is the app I use to keep up to date with the latest circulating transfer rumours, and I also use a match section on their app, which is great for looking at stats from specific matches, clubs and players. If you like this channel, you'll definitely love this app, so when you go to subscribe to the channel after this video, which would be very much appreciated if you enjoy the content, make sure you click the link in the description to get the OneFootball app. So there are more and more reports coming out that suggest that Harry Kane does want to leave Tottenham this summer, but where should he go and which clubs should be in for him? Well, first of all, let's look at the type of player that Harry Kane is and how good he actually is as well. Kane's best role in the side is as a centre forward, playing the role of a deep line forward or even a false nine on some occasions, dropping off from the forward line, looking to receive the ball between the lines to then create a chance for himself or for others. This movement deep works best in a system where there are runners ahead of the forward line, from wide positions and from midfield, as Kane's movement deep often drags the centre back with him, creating space for a forward run through the opposition's back line. Harry Kane is 27, 28 in July, so really has to make a move this summer, as next season he'll be 29, which means that big teams are unlikely to move for him if a big fee is attached, which it likely will be, as he signed a 6-year contract with Tottenham in 2018, which ends in 2024, meaning that he has 3 years left on his current contract, so Tottenham won't be pressured into selling this summer. That's why Harry Kane will be very expensive, at least 100 million, potentially up to 120 million pounds. This fee alone may make a Kane move away from Tottenham unlikely on its own, but potentially players going the other way to Tottenham from the club trying to buy Kane, and the fee paid in instalments could make a transfer more plausible. If Kane was 22-23, he would definitely be worth that sort of fee, but his age is the biggest concern, as he could hit a decline as most players do when they move into their 30s. However, I do think that Kane has potentially 5 or 6 years left at his current level, and if we look at strikers like Lewandowski, Aguero and Benzema, they haven't hit a significant decline despite moving into their 30s now. If anything, they may have improved from when they were in their late 20s, so this definitely is a possibility with Kane given his dedication and work ethic. So £100 million for a world-class striker for the next 5 to 6 years seems like potentially a very good deal, particularly if we look back to signings like Robin van Persie, who was a fundamental difference between Manchester United and the rest of the title challengers when he signed in 2012-2013. Statistically, Kane is one of the best centre forwards in the world at the moment. In the Premier League this season, he has scored the most non-penalty goals at the time of writing, with 17 from a non-penalty XG rate of 15.72, an overperformance of 1.28 goals. He also has recorded the 4th highest non-penalty XG rate of 0.53 per 90, behind only Mikel Antonio, Cavani and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, which is impressive considering he was playing in a pretty rigid defensive Mourinho system. What these metrics show is that not only is Kane very good at creating chances for himself, but is also an astute finisher, as seen with his overperforming of his non-penalty XG. But Kane is a lot more than just a finisher. He is also fantastic at linking attacks and creating chances for others. He has an expected assist rate of 0.24 per 90, the 15th highest of any player in the Premier League and the most of any striker. He also completes 1.4 key passes per 90, the most of any striker, and records the 9th most dribbles of any striker with 1.4 per 90, showing Kane's creative ability outside of the box. Kane ranks second only to Bruno Fernandes in the league for goal creating actions with 22, to Fernandes' 24, while sitting 9th for shot creating actions with 93, the highest of any centre forward in the league. This makes Kane a pretty unique player in the game. Not only is he an elite finisher, but he's also an elite creator, something that you can only really say for the likes of Lewandowski and Benzema when it comes to strikers. If we look at Kane's statistical report over the last 365 days from FBref, we can see that when compared to all other forwards in Europe's top 5 leagues, he ranks in the 85th percentile or above for non-penalty goals, non-penalty XG, shots, assists, expected assists and XG combined, which shows just how good Kane's output is. It's understandable why Kane feels he has to force a move away this summer, as he is a world-class player at a club who won't be in the Champions League next season, and don't look like they will win a major trophy anytime soon, looking more like a club in decline than one on the rise. Kane needs to move to a club who are in a position to win major trophies now, and by major trophies I do mean domestic league titles and the Champions League. That means that Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, PSG and Juventus are all on the table, as well as Manchester City. Whilst Liverpool, Manchester United and Chelsea look some way off a domestic title, let alone a Champions League title, I do think that Kane would instantly improve any of these sides, making them title contenders, which is why I still see these as viable moves for Kane to push for. However, Bayern Munich probably won't be willing to pay the £100 million plus transfer fee that Tottenham would demand, and Juventus and Barcelona probably can't afford to pay that fee, particularly for a player in their late 20s, which removes them as potential options. PSG could make a move for Kane, particularly with Pochettino in charge, and you could see him playing as a deeper forward alongside Mbappe, with Neymar in behind. However, I do think that with Mbappe and Neymar remaining at the club this summer, signing Kane is unlikely, particularly as they already have Icardi in their ranks. I also think that Kane would want a move to La Liga or the Premier League over a move to PSG and Ligue 1, meaning that whilst I do think it could be a good move for both parties, they both wouldn't be the first choice for each other. Manchester City do need an Aguero replacement this summer, and Kane's quality and style of play would fit the bill perfectly. Playing in Guardiola's 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 system, which becomes a 2-3-2-3 shape in position, the centre forward is tasked with dropping off from the forward line, looking to pick up the ball between the lines, which is exactly what Kane excels at Tottenham. City would be able to afford a Kane transfer, even if it is unlikely that they would want to spend £100 million plus on a player soon to be 28. Particularly when Erling Haaland is on the market. Manchester United certainly wouldn't be worse off for having Kane in their side, as he'd be an instant improvement on Cavani and Martial. However, United do need at least 3, probably as many as 5 players this summer, so spending £100 million on one player is a strategy I wouldn't go for, particularly as the Glazers seem only willing to spend around £150 million. If you want to see who I would sign for Manchester United, check out my series on it. I'm working on episode 4 now, and you can see the other 3 episodes linked in the description below. Kane would also suit Liverpool, playing that role as a false 9 in the front 3 with his finishing and chance creating ability solving a lot of Liverpool's issues in the attack. If one of Firmino, Salah or Mane can be moved on, then this could be a viable option for Liverpool, but most likely with them needing a centre back, a Wijnaldum replacement and potentially some reinforcements elsewhere, this could be a transfer that seems attractive in the short term but unwise in the long run. Chelsea could also be a very good destination for Kane, particularly if Tuchel used him in a front 2 alongside Werner. Kane dropping off from the forward line, acting as a playmaker in the attack, with Werner playing on the shoulder of the last defender, making runs in behind from the left side seems like a potentially lethal combination. Real Madrid also need a long-term replacement for Benzema, and Kane is probably the player that's most similar to the Frenchman. Both players can be described as deep line forwards who are very good at dropping off and linking the attack. Kane would be an improvement on Benzema in terms of goal scoring ability, and this move is probably the one that best suits Kane's preferences. So overall, I think Manchester City, Chelsea and Real Madrid should all be pursuing Kane if they can land him for around £100 million. He is soon to be 28, but I think Kane is still going to be world class into his early 30s, so you are potentially getting 4 to 5 seasons with a world class striker in your side. Liverpool and Manchester United do need a lot of surgery on their squad, so I wouldn't spend £100 million on one player, though he would definitely be a good signing if either did make this transfer. From Kane's point of view, I think Real Madrid is his ideal option with Manchester City in second, but I don't think he would want to make a move across London to Chelsea. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that video, remember to subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you get notified when my videos come out. Check out some of my other videos linked in the description below, and follow me on my other social media accounts as well for more content.